Esa casa está ubicada en un barrio, en medio de una gran ciudad. Al mismo tiempo hay una epidemia mundial.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Oh, hola, ¿qué tal? Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Morgen. Ja, in Vienna,
In Vienna.
so morgen. Grüß Gott.
Well, first of all, it's a big joy to have you once again. We did many years ago, we did an interview. At that moment was El Desconocido del Lago. Now it's a film which is called Nobody Hero in English. And I would like to know, it's a different film in certain ways of what you have been doing, but at the same time it's a typical Guiraudie film. But what you were concerned about the destiny of the immigrants in your country, and why you took particular that issue in your film.
Why? Because it's an important question in the French society, as I think, as in all the Western countries. I think it's the same. It's the same in the US, in Germany, and it's a big question. What do we do with these poor people who try to escape misery, to find solution, or to escape war, violence? Do we let them at the door of Europe, or do we welcome them in our country? Yes, it's a big question, a big debate, a big ideological fight, I think, in France. So, and I think more than that, I think I was interested in this movie to put all the big debates, the big questions, the big social questions that irradiate the Western our societies in a little building in the neighborhood with neighbors who discuss about this concretely, about what do we do with this young Arab homeless who slept outside nearby in the street.
But it's very intelligent the way that you have done it, because at the beginning it's a typical film of you. A man and a woman, in this case, they meet. She's a prostitute, a very old one. He's younger. Finally, he doesn't want to pay for sex, but finally he went to be with her. And when they are about to do it, on the TV, we see that there is a terrorist attack. So that puts the whole film in movement.
Yes, and it puts a big tension on the movie and on the problem, the question of welcoming an alien is getting more problematic with this story of terrorist attack, because our gaze, our collective gaze, I think above all in the Western societies, our gaze on the Muslim people and Arab people.
Yeah, Islamic terror.
Yes, but only on the Muslims and Arabs, our gaze change with this event. So it became, we had a lot of paranoia, or at least anguish on these questions. So, and I think I was really anguished, not by Muslim people, but the general situation in France after this terrorist attack, and I began to write the movie 1 year before, after Charlie Hebdo, the Bataclan, all this stuff. So I think it was important for the first time. I think it's the first time for me, I put actuality in my film, and I speak of this actuality. So, and I think it was very important to make that, to do that.
And as you said, the building become, the people who live in the building become a kind of community.
Yeah.
It will be a representation of French community. But at the same time, the main character is the one who is learning through the film, and the people we watch the film, we learned what he's going through, his prejudice, but little by little he understands that he could be with the Arab, with the other boy.
Yes.
So this is something that I can imagine that you thought from the very beginning, like the main character is someone who is learning. Am I correct?
Yes. but from the beginning, yes. But I think from the beginning, in fact, is more is in empathy. I think with it could be in empathy with the young Arab homeless. The young homeless Arab is more a bobo. You know the term, the word bobo for this kind of people. Urban people, very humanist, very curious of the other. But in fact, with the events, he tried to he doesn't trust the younger Arab. And he's afraid of him. I think. But for me, the important was. Above all, to find what can join us instead of what can divide us. Because in the French society, after the terrorist attack, there's a lot of people who wanted to divide the society, to divide us. So that was, in fact, that was the project to maybe not to create a community, but to ask the question, what makes a community?
Yes. What is the main substance of a community?
Of a community, yes. What makes a people? I think a people with a big P.
Big. But it's outstanding how you create that, because, for instance, the girl and the owner of the hotel where the people go to have sex, they finally want to become part of the community at the very end when they go to the building, you know that.
Yes.
I love that, because finally it's a kind of utopian community.
Yes.
I would say even it's a little bit communist.
Yes, I feel. Yes, but in fact, I don't know if it's really a kind of community, or if the community as difficult to form itself. I think because they won't go in the same apartment. One wants to be with with a certain person, the other wants to be with a girl. They don't. I think they won't sleep all together. I think the end of a movie is very different than a film like The King of Escape, where they were going to sleep together at the end of the movie. There, the community is hard to find, I think, yes. But there's a try. They try to make community, I think. Maybe they won't succeed.
Alain, in your films there is always a particular use of dreams. As a narrative, change the quality of the narrative, because it's a kind of mise en abysm, in the sense that you don't know exactly what is going on. You think maybe it's reality, but it's a dream. All your films has that. why it's always, I wouldn't say an obsession, but it's part of your poetics.
Yes, because yes. First, in fact, I like to confuse reality and dream and reality. Yes. Above all, I like the way the dream reorganize reality. It feeds on reality and reveal us secret verity. So it's not to explain what's going on exactly, but it's to give take care. It's to give another point of view, I think, on what is going on, or to make imagine something else. In this film, I think that the dream, the nightmare, in fact, was very useful to represent an Occidental nightmare about the big replacement. I don't know if you have this word, this theory in Argentina,
Yeah.
or where, because in France
They are not the Islamic, there are people nearby, like Bolivians, Peruvians.
yes.
The prejudice is always somehow.
Where in our society we are afraid now that Muslims or African people comes and becomes more and more in France and take the power. Okay.
Yes,
So it was very useful to represent this Western nightmare and to make fun of it. In fact,
and it's fantastic.
It was a way to make fun, and I think it's and with a dream, I was able to represent it in an anguishing way, and in a comic way. I think in reality, with a reality, I think it wouldn't be possible. So
Exactly.
to have the two sides of a representation.
And it truly works in both sides. It's anguish and funny,
Yes, I think.
and it's fantastic. That is
And I think it's very moving because I think at a certain point, people should ask them what I'm going to say. I think that it's quite anguishing, even on what I am saying. Maybe people at this moment could think that I'm speaking like a fascist.
exactly. It's true, and yes,
So
and you're playing with the point of view. which
Yes,
is-
and it's a play with.
That
yes,
is exactly what it works and why. Something that I was surprised in this case is that Liebowski, who is a filmmaker, I don't know how to pronounce the woman.
Even for French people, it's difficult.
They don't know,
Yes,
okay.
it's Noémie Lvovsky.
Liebowski, okay. She's a very quite known filmmaker,
Yes.
and also it could be an actress. She's fantastic in the film, and I wonder, firstly, why you took her, because usually you don't work with known people.
Yes, but why I took? I like in the other movies. Where I saw in a lot of French movies. She performed a lot in a lot of movies since 30 years now.
Yes, I remember to have seen her many times.
And I think she was the only one, maybe. Maybe she's one of the only actress I know over 50 years who's able to show his
body. He doesn't
without-
care, right?
Eh?
He doesn't care.
Yes.
She's like that, and with all his breasts, which are
Exactly.
And he does
exactly.
so standing there.
She's so natural, and it's very rare. It's not so frequent to find
To see
an
that in
actress
big
like
actress.
And I think I would have liked to make the movie with Virginie Fira, but she's too young. and I think she wants to stay pretty and beautiful, and to look young, and she wants to look young. So and I think also that she was the ideal actress for
the role.
For the role, yes, because she. I think she's a little bit crazy, and it was important for the
to have someone like that.
Yes.
And Alain, there is something which is crucial in your films, which is sexuality.
Yeah.
We are in a kind of lake. Everybody knows your film in Argentina, El Desconocido del Lago. But beyond that, why sexuality plays such an important role? And which I love from your films is they never play the typical nowadays cry for identity politics, identity of sexuality. You just take it for granted, and your film seems to be in the future.
Okay.
People don't have to care about, they have to have pleasures and that's it. So can you tell us a little bit why all your films have that moment, that sexual life is integrated very freely in the narrative?
Because I think in the intimity, people, gay or straight or I don't know, or whatever, people don't care about politics of
identity.
sex, of identity, they just make love. And I film intimity, I think. And it's a big challenge in the cinema, I think, to above all to film sexuality, sexual act as the other sequences, with a beginning, a middle of a sequence, and an end. Not with jump cuts, something very cut sequences.
Not working with ellipticals.
Yes, elliptical. Yes, the sex scenes are generally very elliptical. Yeah, very short scenes. In fact, in the reality, sex it takes more time than that.
When we are lucky.
So it's important. It's important for me to have this duration as for a scene of dialogue, I think. So. This is a big challenge, I think. Yes, that's all. Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's lovely that. And what next? What is coming next?
The next film is a very erotic movie without sex. Erotic and sensual movie without sex. That's a big challenge for me.
That's a big challenge for you. A very good challenge.